Good afternoon, good evening, depending where you are in the world. We're just about to get started. Hopefully you found some great deals with Amazon Prime. I'm really curious what everybody ended up picking out so far. It's pretty funny because I already scheduled out these lives and it seems that it made duplicates. So right now I'm just kind of copying everything over from the original one over to the new live it created. Hopefully everybody's been having a wonderful day so far. Let me know how all of you are feeling. What's up, Squeeze? Good to see you. Oh man, it's almost midnight out there. I'm sure it's worth seeing. Alright, so we're just about to get started here. I'm really excited to share these deals with you guys because it's going to be quite impressive. I know some of you guys got to see some of the deals yesterday, which were some awesome deals on motherboards, CPUs, displays. We just really got into it. And even Project Wood. I just had to throw that out there. Alright, so I'm Chris Mizo. Welcome to the channel. I usually talk about PCs and tech. Hopefully that you are looking for a PC build or maybe upgrading some hardware. And I've seen some quite heartbreaking stuff that's been happening, especially on Prime Day. And what I mean by heartbreaking, someone actually put thermal paste on the bottom of the CPU pins and attempted to install it. Fortunately, it doesn't look like the pins were damaged, but geez, hopefully everything's okay. So I have case parts from Fractal North that were accidentally sent with my Montech Air. That project would... Oh yeah. It's just that ongoing meme that we got going on with Discord. Hopefully you picked it up there. But you know what's real though? ASUS is really coming out with a case that's actually a wood case. So has some other manufacturers. Lee actually has one. It's pretty funny because I got this notification, which I would love to show you guys. I don't know how you guys would take this one. Let me see. Let me pull out this notification because I think some of you guys would find it genuinely pretty funny. And it is this one right there in the middle. I don't know if you could see it right there. You see what Amazon Prime said? Hey, like you might want to add to Lee's Project Wood, so you might just throw that on there. So look at the power pins closely on my Movo. Feel free to send it in Discord. If anybody's not familiar with the channel, we do have a Discord, so you're more than welcome to send any questions or any certain requests, or if you're looking for anything for Prime deals, feel free to check down in the description box down below, as I do have some of the best deals listed that you can certainly sort through. You can find motherboards as low as for $150 just to start off your build, and you can even pick up a 7800 X3D for about, I think it's like $360. It might be even less now, because once the hour gets closer to the end of Prime deals, they're trying to release all these sales go, and then everything will eventually go back to full price. What's up, Alex? Man, it's been a while. It's good to see you. So Thermaltake's 380 with the 9800 X3D with the Gigabyte 870E and 360 AIO just for under 900. That's actually great. That's an awesome deal. And did you get this all through Amazon Prime? So, oh man. So it explains it, Alex. I've been trying to catch your streams too, because the funny thing is, every time I try to catch your streams, it's always like midnight for me. But it's a lot easier to catch your streams, like if I'm in Taiwan or something, because it'll be like afternoon over there. For Threadripper yes, that can certainly help if you get thermal paste on, because believe it or not, this happens a lot. And it's not necessarily just on the CPU. People tend to put thermal paste everywhere, because when you're installing the thermal paste, sometimes like as you're wiping it off, you may not realize it. It might get in your finger a little bit, and you might spread it to other components, and you could easily grab some isopropyl alcohol and just like dab it, like very little. Don't pour a whole lot to where it's drenched, just a little, just enough like with a microfiber cloth, or like even on a coffee filter, which I highly recommend. And all you have to do is wipe it, and usually that'll pick up the thermal compound or the thermal paste, because it's practically like grease. So, yes, yeah, welcome, Humane. Glad you're early today. All Amazon, yeah, that's all. See, and people don't believe that you can build a PC for under $1,000 with Amazon Prime. So I stream after midnight, my time before going to bed. And I have also not streamed a few days when I was out. I got you, Alex. It's funny because I do end up catching up. I catch your replays at least. But yeah, your streams are awesome as always as well. Also, for the Prime deals, if anyone's curious and anyone wants to build a PC, I do have like some really favorite deals that I would love to share with you guys. Obviously, the one that I really am excited about is mostly the ASUS display, especially for those who have a PC build already and just is looking to upgrade their display. If you're looking for 4K, you're looking for something that can reach up to even up to 180 hertz in 4K, and it even has a dual mode where you can go up to 360 hertz. It's not even an ASUS Tough monitor. In fact, it's a ASUS Strix monitor. And you could actually purchase it for as low as, I think it's like around 360. So it's a really awesome deal for anybody that does want to check it out. I'm just about to show it momentarily. Just got to get into my emails here as I'm just getting onto the PC. The funny thing is, YouTube's right now is transitioning to this whole new, almost like a whole new service with like horizontals and verticals all combined into one. So it kind of throws all the streams off. So you might see like 2 other streams that are going on my channel, but they're really just like empty because for some reason you can create or schedule it, but for some reason it doesn't go into that folder unless you get to try the beta mode, which I know some people are on it and able to try it. So that can cause a lot of confusion that's been going on. So what's up, multi-gamer? Good to see you. And right now we're just about to check out this ASUS monitor. Really excited to share with you guys. It's one of my personal favorite displays because you don't really have to spend a lot to get full premium gaming. And that's what I really want to share with you guys. And the fact that it has some of these extra features that I know a lot of you guys would certainly love, such as like having USB-C, and which is really useful for anybody that uses USB-C charging. You could actually, it's convenient because you could actually plug in your phone, or you could plug in, say, your controller or something to your PC, and you could either use it as a connection or you could just use it as strictly charging. And the monitor I am talking about, let me see, I will pull it up for you guys. It is right up here. Just too excited. I'm going Amazon, and then we'll multi-stream. It's a B650 Gaming Plus Wi-Fi, good for a 7600 X3D. Absolutely. If you're not going to have any Ryzen 9 soon, it's actually perfect. It's honestly really good for what you're looking for. Let me throw this out there real quick for anyone who is looking for OLED displays, because this is just one I wanted to reference real quick. Oh yeah, there's a good 1440p. This one's actually under 600. This is for anyone that's looking specifically for OLED. I'll show you this one first. So the OLED monitor that is on sale by ASUS is this one right here. It is the ASUS Strix 27-inch 1440p display. It even has up to a 3-year warranty. They even cover white dot, black dots, and on top of everything, it does have a heatsink on there to prevent any type of burn-in, because usually what causes burn-ins when it comes to gaming, especially on OLED devices, is because there is too much heat inside of the display. And ASUS does compensate for that, and they do include their heatsink, which prevents it helps prevent any type of burn-in. So for anyone that questions about OLED, it can certainly happen, but ASUS is one of the better ones where you don't have to worry as much when it comes to it. So I hope, and the next one, this is the next one I'll show you guys, which, just give me a moment. I'm just trying to remember the model name of this one right here. Man, this is the one I'm really excited about. It's the X. I think it's this one right here. Because we just were looking at, matter of fact, I could just look in my history, and of course it'll come up there. I don't know if I should pull the trigger on Alienware's QD OLED 34-inch ultra-wide for $699. That's honestly not a bad deal. In fact, this is the display that I'm using right now is actually a 34-inch OLED from ASUS, which I certainly love. It's a great display. I gotta ask you, what is the refresh rate of your Alienware OLED display that you're looking at? Because out of curiosity, we're gonna take a look, because the one that I have is the PG34WCDM specifically. And this monitor is quite the beast. And let me see if they even have it anymore. Fortunately, they don't. I really like this one. PG34W. Okay, let's see if it comes up. And it does, but no, that one's not on sale. I apologize for that one. Because if that was, that would be something I would highly recommend. I saw it on Amazon. It's a good buy. My second monitor always has Discord open, and it hits 50 or 60 Celsius at top. And, well, and that's because, and so for your second monitor, you always have Discord open. I mean, that's going to happen. Usually when you're using things like Discord, if you're using other desktop items or other applications besides gaming, believe it or not, it doesn't really use it as the resources as much when it comes to the monitor. It's more or so when you're really putting a heavier load on it. And now so yeah, that's a good deal, honestly. If it's 240 hertz, 34 inches OLED, you want to go ultra wide, that is certainly a good deal. I can certainly tell you that. Because comparing some of the other pricing that I'm seeing, I saw Samsung also had a good deal for their 49-inch one. But again, you're going to spend a little bit more money on Samsung's because it's a 49-inch display. It's massive. So not everyone's looking for it, and not everyone's going to want to spend, I think that display is $1,300 for anyone that is looking for something instead of a solution for, instead of just getting two monitors, you could get just one large one. That one is certainly up there for sale on Amazon Prime. Now, is KTC a good brand? They have pretty good deals. To tell you the truth, I haven't really heard of them. They're more like those upcoming ones like KTC, Spectre, all those brands that you usually hear, they're going to be like decent. Don't expect like mind-blowing panels, because when it comes to their displays, it's just, it's going to be excellent. You're still going to enjoy your experience. It's just not going to give you that mind-blowing experience as something like OLED, which I certainly have to say, like, if you haven't tried OLED and you're just wanting to try it and want to experience it, it is really an amazing difference when it comes to color. It really brings games to life. Or if you're switching over, say, to even if you want to go over from 1080p and you want to go over to 4K, that is also quite the massive difference in details. You will notice it a lot more once you go to 4K. You won't really think about it when you're using, like, say, a 1080, or if you're using 1440, you don't really think too much on it. But when you actually use it, then you can really see the difference. So, the one that I am speaking of is ASUS ROG Strix 4K monitor. It's right here. I think it is just slightly up. Let me see. I see it right here. This is one of them. Now this one's the XG. I'll show you guys. So, oh, not that screen. But also, so this is the one right here. This one's the ASUS ROG Strix 27-inch HDR 400, and it has 8 USB-C. It also has 160 hertz. This model here is a very decent one. But there's one that I really want to show you guys. There's one even better than this, which is kind of like a hidden deal. And that's what the one I want to get to right here. Let's see. Where's it at? because this one's amazing. In fact, man, they might have sold out of that other one. In fact, oh, here it goes. I think this is it. But this one's a 1440. This one's not bad. This one's actually a really good deal. This is one of them that I'll show you. So, looking at this one here, this one's the 27-inch. It's 1440. So it has 2560 by 1440, up to 320 hertz. For anyone that is real more of those competitive type of gamers, especially if you're playing something like FPS, or if you want something to actually switch over, this has a dual mode in there where you can actually switch it over. Now, Chris, check out the memes Discord. Certainly, I'll check it out. Let's take a look real quick. So this is one of the better deals, certainly. Now, if anyone's looking for any of these deals, feel free to go down to the description box down below, as I do have them down there. And it's going to be the first one where I talk about ASUS's store. Just go into there and you can see that they actually have a lot of great deals going on their end. So we're going to check out Discord real quick and check out the meme side. And if anyone's interested in joining Discord, feel free. It's a free channel to check out. That's funny. Okay, so we're going on to Discord right now. And switching over. There we go. So right there. That's what Squeeze wanted to show off right here. He has my stream on the memes channel. So this one, he has heavier load. So when it comes to the Amazon Prime deals, certainly ASUS's ROG Strix 27-inch. This one's definitely a good deal if anyone's looking for monitors. There's also another one that I want to show you guys. And besides, there's another 1440p, which actually comes with the monitor arm. And it is this one here, which I will soon switch over to. Let me see. This one here is a really good deal. And oh man, they barely have any left. There's only like one left. And no, it's not like I'm trying to like upsell it, but wow, people really it's all practically gone, this one. But this was on sale for about the same price, which I'll show you real quick which one I'm talking about. This one was the ASUS ROG Swift 27-inch one, 1440p, and it actually comes with a monitor arm. The monitor arm, I just saw it right here. Where's it at? Right here. Yes. So it actually comes with the monitor arm and everything. It comes with the ROG pouch, which is a really neat accessory to have. And then they also give you all the cables. A lot of these display companies, when it comes to giving you monitors, they don't really give you the full set like that ASUS does. Now, some monitors will give you some. They'll give you HDMI, but they go all out. They even give you a USB-C port if their monitor has it. But this one doesn't specifically have it, but it does come with their very heavy-duty monitor arm, which is nice. Now, if anyone's looking for like PC builds wise, anybody who is thinking of building a PC, this is something I can certainly recommend when it comes to motherboards. Now, when it comes to motherboards, you can look at, for all you Gigabyte guys out there, will certainly like this deal, because Gigabyte has come out with these newer boards. If you're not familiar with their newer boards, they're the X3D motherboards, where they have different variations, where they have the B850, they have the X870, but they're mostly all ICE editions, so anybody looking to build a white PC, that's going to be great for them. But for someone who's just looking for a darker PC, like maybe a black PC build, then it's probably not going to be towards their path. Plus, it's going to be a bit on the higher side because it is a brand new motherboard that has just released. Now, they do say it can push up to 10 to 15% difference when it comes to gaming on their motherboard. But also, let me tell you that even their older motherboards, they will also come with the BIOS update to where you'll be able to enjoy just as many frames as they do on the X3D. Now, it's just going to be a bit more updated on certain layers of the PCBs, and it's going to be the power stages will be a bit different. But other than that, it's not going to be a massive increase, I would say, because now when we're talking about value to dollar here, especially we just had somebody in here that actually just built a PC for $900 on Prime Day. That's really hard to beat. Especially think about like if you did get if you got an Xbox is like what, $650 now to purchase one. You got the Series X. Now I know there's lurkers in here just thinking about purchasing a PC, and I'm just saying you might as well just go ahead and do it now, because we all know that Xbox Game Pass is already going to charge $30 if you want to choose the top tier. And if you choose the top tier, then you can enjoy their top tier gaming. And which I want to get to in a little bit, because I think it's a bit hilarious what Microsoft has sent out in their emails. And you may have received it too if you own an Xbox or if you're on Game Pass, especially on Xbox Game Pass. If you did receive this email, I do feel sorry for you guys. But here, let me get back to here, and which is back to the Gigabyte motherboard I really want to share with you guys. So, Kurt TV says, I just got the MSI X870E for 530 Australian dollars, around $300 USD, and a $250 savings. That's amazing. That's what we certainly like to hear. Man, like a lot of these boards, it's certainly like they're selling out quick. So here it is right here, and that's awesome though. So for the MPG boards, MSI is great when it comes to it, and Gigabyte's great on their Aorus line. ASUS is really excellent when it comes to their ROG line as well. Now their B650, which is this one right here, is only $144.99. But this one's renewed because, again, it seems like they're selling out quick. Because this is like around the price you would get it for almost new. Because for new, I had it listed. Let me see. I'll check my list right here. It was at $170 brand new. Now, if I click my link here, let me see if we can access it. Because the thing is, it's crazy. Yeah, if they don't have it on Amazon, feel free to also check on Newegg. And again, this is kind of a hidden gem. There it is. So if you click my link, you can get it brand new. You don't have to go renewed. For some reason, it's buried. Now, anyway, this motherboard is a great motherboard for anyone who wants to especially start in gaming. So if you want to game and you're looking to do like some sort of PC build, this is a great start. You're only spending $160 on this motherboard. And now if you want to put a processor with it, let's pair something. Say you don't want to spend a lot of money on a processor. You don't really have to technically. And say you want to go ahead and purchase, like say, a 7600X, which you certainly could. Now if you purchase a 7600X with it, let's see. We're going to go all prime, all new. I don't know where all this other stuff is coming from, which is hilarious. Okay, so new. It says $338. That doesn't look right. That's the 7800 X3D. So you can get that's actually a really decent deal. But if you wanted to spend the extra money, get the 7800 X3D. You'll get elite gaming with the B650 and the 7800 X3D is a good combination. So I needed something that had 5 gigabit network connection. Yes. And that's the problem. Like some motherboards out there, they're not going to give the full connection, especially when you go to the 650 side. Now, if you're looking for a higher network, if you're looking for at least 5 gigabits, it's best to go onto either the 850s or going to the, really the X870s are like pretty much guaranteed to have the minimum of 5 gigabits to 10 gigabits. So if network matters to you when it comes to your PC build, that's the direction you want to go. But just make sure to click my links. They're definitely a lot easier to find after creating them. So say if you want to look at a 7600X, there it is for half the price. You don't have to spend $319 on a processor. If you don't have it, you can certainly get a 7600X with that motherboard. And in total, you're only spending, what, like $320 for that combination right there. And then all you have to do really is get several more pieces, and then you have yourself a PC. Now, if anyone's looking on the GPU end or thinking of upgrading their GPU, one I can highly recommend is PowerKeller's 9070 XT. Definitely a great choice for anybody out there who is thinking of upgrading. Say if you're on the 3060, it does make quite the difference on the gaming end. Now, for all you guys that are more into video editing and more into streaming, I do highly recommend NVIDIA for it, but don't go for the 5060 Ti. I don't really recommend that one as much. You want to get the 5070 Ti, because the 5070 Ti is going to be like practically the minimum standards for, especially if you're trying to future proof or if you're trying to upgrade your PC. Especially, you don't want to go from a 3060 to a 5060, even though it sounds like more of an upgrade because you're going 2 generations up. Technically, with NVIDIA, it seems that the 4060 and the 5060 have been like really stagnant updates or upgrades from, say, the 3060. Instead, you're kind of going more technically into like a 5050. So you want to go more into something like at least a 5070 Ti, and then you can reap the benefits. What's up, enthusiastic guy? Good to see you. So LSG, I would get the 9600X for $10 more. Certainly, if you can get the 9600X for the better deal, I would certainly go for it. If it's only that much more of a difference, that $10 is worth it, because then the IPC is a bit better. It's going to be at least 10 to 15% of an up boost. I'm glad LSG brought that up. So Kurt TV says on the 9950 X3D, I don't think it was that much, $9,800, $989. I bet. I ordered it from the UK, UK seller retailer. So I picked MSI because MSI repair warehouse is 20 minutes from me. Oh, that's awesome. Have you ever wanted to go there? Like, just see if you could get a tour. That'd be pretty dope, just to check it out, just to see how it's like. See all the stuff that they really run into. This is something I gotta bring up to you guys too, which is pretty hilarious. So with the Xbox Game Pass, and for all the guys that currently does have Xbox Game Pass, did you end up giving up your subscription for whoever has Xbox Game Pass out of curiosity? And did you end up receiving this email? Because there was this email that was sent out. Oh, I bet they're very cool people. So let me go back over here. This is hilarious because for anyone out there that has Xbox Game Pass, because I gotta say, this is a bit troubling more than anything, seeing this. Let me see. I put it under the gaming side, I believe. And right, where is it at? Right here. So I'm going to share this with you guys real quick. And this is on Discord. Anybody's welcome to join on Discord. But this is the message they sent everybody if you did end up canceling Xbox Game Pass. So I had a faulty 3080 and the people said no need for repair. Here's a brand new one. Oh, that's awesome. See, that's the type of service that you would like to hear. No arguing about if you damaged it, if you did some sort of overclocking to where you damaged the GPU, just direct swap out. So you having an MSI warehouse close to you is certainly quite the benefit to certainly get their parts. Yep, I canceled and got the same email. Oh, that's funny. So it says, so anybody that sees this, what are your thoughts about this? What is your thoughts about Xbox just doing this and saying this message? Just saying that if you do cancel it, just to let you know, you can't pay the same old price. You're going to have to pay the whole new price, and then you can't reap any of the benefits of your old membership. You got to kind of pay for all the new membership if you cancel. It's like almost like a cease and desist letter by Xbox, by Microsoft. It's a bit hilarious, I have to say, for the most part. But I can't believe that they really are sending people out this. Like, how do you think people are gonna take something like that? That's not cool. That's not cool at all, right? So, for anybody that's building a PC, definitely listen to. If LSG sold the 9600X for only $10 more, go for that instead. The 7600X, for those who can't get access to the 9600X, is certainly a great deal. And let me show you this power color card, which is a beautiful card you can get. And I gotta share it because for anyone who thinks that AMD's 9070 XT is not really that great, or because you're so used to NVIDIA, you had NVIDIA your whole life, and now you're just like saying, I kind of want to go NVIDIA because this is what I'm used to using, especially if you're a gamer, just for gaming purposes. I gotta say, you will certainly appreciate what the 9070 XT offers because of its price and performance. And one of the reasons why I definitely got to give it like one of the best cards of the year. Now, Power Colors AMD 9070 XT, it's going to be this one right here. It's only $660. Now, this is it right there. And for anyone interested in it, it's also down in the description box down below. Now, this one's the 16GB Reaper. So this is great for anybody that is looking for more of like a stealthy card, doesn't need too many RGBs. It does have really neat features such as it has 2 HDMI ports, and it has, not 2 HDMI ports, it has 3 display ports and 1 HDMI port. And it also comes with, what is it? It also comes with, something here. Now, this is a bonus here. Ryzen 7950. Yeah, Ryzen 7950X can be overkill for anybody out there that is looking to game. The 7950 X3D is more for those, or X. I mean, the X is more for those, especially the 7950X is for video creators or for those who are using it for, like, say, content creation purposes, or who wants to use like for more like 3D animation, then it would be good to use it. That's a good point that Tony brought up, because there are alternate options. As we mentioned, getting a 9600X would be great. 7600X is also a awesome processor. Going 7800 X3D or 9800 X3D are great choices. Fortunately, the 9800 X3D isn't on sale, and I can't wait for this processor to release, which is the 9600 X3D would be nice. Eventually that's going to be released, but it's just a matter of time. It's not going to release just quite yet. More than likely it's going to end up releasing like in about late November, I'm thinking. We tried looking for it when we went to Micro Center, but we didn't really have any luck. Oh, is it really? The 7950X is half off. Well, it's got to be because they have so much supply of it. So they got to have it half off. And so this CPU is certainly one of the top ones I would highly recommend. Now, for anyone that really, really wants a 5090, there is one that I can show you. Now, the 5090 that I have on my list here, let's see. The 5090, where's it at? Up here. I know I got it. There it is. It's the Gigabyte Wars 5090. But this one's going to be the white one. It's just under 3,000. It's this one right here. I actually dropped down just a little bit more. And it comes with Arc Raiders. So if anybody's looking to game on Arc Raiders, you can certainly get it. It's the Ice Edition. And the really dope thing about this GPU is that it does offer a LCD screen onto the side of the GPU. So you can look at temperatures, you can look at, you can put GIFs. It's actually the same one I got in the background, but the one that I currently have is the black one. This one specifically is for anyone who wants the Ice Edition. Now they do have this reverse fan that you can put on your GPU. It's a nice addition, but personally to me, I feel like it kind of gives it doesn't really look too natural on a GPU. Now, 500 to 250, I feel like they can push more out of Zen 5 than they already have. Certainly, the thing is, I feel like, you know what they're going to do? They're going to end up pushing more with Zen 5. They will end up pushing more Zen 5 processors, kind of like what they did with Zen 4. Which is pretty, it's pretty funny like how they did that. Not Zen 4, Zen 3. Like how they still push out the 5100 and they're pushing, they're still pushing the 5000 series, which is pretty wild. But that's mainly because of, I feel, all the restrictions that they have on processors, especially when it comes to the South American side. Now, for this GPU, if anyone's curious, again, it's only $29.49 for the RTX 5090. It's funny to say only a $29.49, as we all know that's still quite expensive. So, I mean, more powerful CPUs. Well, the thing is, they're going to be so Tony's bringing up about the whole Zen 5 that they can certainly push out more. I feel like they did really good with the 9950X 3D. As I feel like they did excellent on that. They put some of the best silicon grade when it came to their CPUs on the 9950X 3D. But right now, their main focus is going to be on Zen 6. And the good thing is, anybody who is looking to build a PC and is worried about them coming out with a brand new chipset, a brand new board, and everything like that, that's not going to happen. In fact, that any of the motherboards that you are getting now, they will be compatible with the Zen 6. So you don't have to worry. You still can use a 10,000 series Ryzen processor, which is going to be their next gen processors for when it comes to motherboards. So expect hearing some really great things about it, and I'm hearing that that you're going to see quite a bit of boost. Now, the rumor was that they were going to, instead of just stacking just one CCD, that they would end up doing multi. So if that was the case, that would be even better, because then you can expect a much cooler processor if that's the case. But again, we'll see in due time. And we will be going to CES. Hopefully you guys will join in onto the live stream to check out CES. I'm sure you guys would be excited for that. And you can feel free to ask questions. Hopefully we get to see Lisa Su, which more than likely we will. I don't know if we'll be able to go up and get to ask questions as much as we would like to. So that certainly can be done. So only $29.49 is so cheap. Remember when we thought $500 GPUs were expensive? It's funny that that you brought that up, LSG, because I remember like one of the first GPUs that I had, and one of the like top high-end GPUs, it was like I think it was like $600 for it, and I thought that was a lot of money to spend on a GPU. And buying that GPU, it was actually an XFS GeForce card. It was their 670, I think it was called. The 670. And with that 670, it was like the first like kind of like liquid cooled card, where it wasn't like like an AIO like where it is nowadays. Instead, it was like more like kind of like their version of vapor chambers like back then. And it was an amazing card. It did excellent when it came to gaming. It was really reliable. Love that card. But that was like a $600 card, and that was considered high end. Yes, it would be nice, right? we would love to see Lisa Su. It's funny because we got to see. I didn't get to do that part live, but we were there at the conference for NVIDIA too, and that was quite the conference. It was amazing how many people were there earlier this year when they announced the RTX 50 series. But just hearing the promises, I could still hear it fresh in my head about how they said that the RTX 5090, I mean not the 5090, that the RTX 5070 could perform just as well as the RTX 4090, which is quite insane and quite the claim to make. But the funny thing is, All of us wanted to see it, see if that was really true, if that was going to be the case. But unfortunately, we all know that it didn't happen that way. Unfortunately, the 5070 cannot reach 4090 levels. So Shiri says, I can only play games RX 9070 XT. Okay, so if you're looking to play games, I would say go ahead and go with the Tony, what's up? So Shiri, so I would recommend you to get the RX 9070 XT if you're just only playing games. Reason being, because you're going to get more value and performance out of a 9070 XT. There was one where he just showed actually just a bit earlier, which I'm happy to show you. And you would save a lot more money. Now, of course, you could go 5070 Ti if you really care more about like path tracing and CUDA cores, then you would want something like that. Now, the one that we showed was this one, which was Power Colors 9070 XT. You could get it for $660, and this will definitely perform everything that you need to do. But also, I have to ask you, what type of display are you using? Are you using are you using 1440? Are you gaming on that, or are you gaming on something more that's like 4K? So I am running out of RAM. I even cleared all the cache, running about 32 gigabytes. Oh, that's insane. So again, I bet there's some sort of memory leak that's going on. I'm sticking with the 4070 Ti Super for another year until the next AMD GPU. Smart man, because I gotta say, if this does happen when we go CES 2026, there's a lot of hopes for it, and I'm hoping for it too, that AMD does announce RDNA 5. If RDNA 5 does happen, we can expect a high-end flagship GPU by AMD. Because it almost seems like that NVIDIA is very distracted right now, and so are a lot of other companies are distracted with the whole AI side of things. So everyone's more focused into the race of who can produce the best AI, really the best AI for a company to use. So they're really focused on that. They want to make sure to take that market. But during that time, AMD can certainly take advantage of it, and hopefully that they do, that they can come out with the RDNA 5, because from what the rumor standpoint, that we should hear something about it. We might not get a release date or actually physically see it, but at least hopefully a roadmap of where it's going to be. So I am using a 2K display, 27-inch, AA keyboard types for so yeah, right? Could you imagine that? Just imagine like sitting at your PC. You're not even like you don't even have to touch it. Like I'll get to the point where you can just use your like thought pattern. Like what is your usual thought pattern when it comes to gaming? And then you just sit and stare at the screen like at Battlefield 6. So you use a 2K display, and you're thinking of Ryzen 7 7800 X3D, but confused with DPU part. So when you are getting so far the combination that you're using, since it's a 2K display, is certainly a good choice. You getting a 7800 X3 is definitely a good combination, especially when you're going with a 9070 XT. Reason being is not only do you can use AMD's Adrenaline software to actually work together, just make sure to get the correct RAM, which is going to be about like 6,000 megahertz, at least at CL30, if you want to go that route. But if you're on a tighter budget, I know the CL36 is currently on sale. If you do go ahead and get the CL36, that's fine too. Just make sure that you're clocked at 6,000 megahertz, and you'll be pretty much good. You could pretty much go on maximum settings on any games that you play. The only thing you can't really take advantage of when it comes to using a 9070 XT is using path tracing. But not many people, even NVIDIA users, really care as much for path tracing. But if you're just focused on strictly gaming, the 9070 XT would certainly fit your needs. So I'm more worried AMD is pushing towards AI. That would suck. Honestly, that would suck if that happened. So they made it just a deal with Dell for some new AI GPUs. So what was that card saying about the card on the screen? What, this card? Yeah, sure, Skizzy. Just feel free to send it in the Discord. then I could definitely check it out. Are you talking about this GPU card? You talking about the video card? So it is. It's a awesome card. So if anybody is trying to save some money and trying to purchase purchase a card, this is certainly one of the better ones to get, and it's only $669 US dollars for it. So compared to getting something like a 5070 Ti, you're going to spend a bit more money on something like a 5070 Ti compared to this, and it will perform just as well. Yeah, so if anyone's thinking of getting a GPU and you're using it strictly for gaming, this is certainly a good one. And the best part, I know for anyone out there that fears 12 volt high power port, just it doesn't have it. It's PCI Express, so you don't have to worry about it. Zero chance Intel will release some high-end GPU. I agree. I feel like Intel's kind of slacking on that department. And I don't have Discord. Okay, so if you don't have Discord, you can actually download it on your phone. You don't have to have a PC to get Discord. Just download it on your phone, and you can feel free to send it, and I could show you. But the PC is a CyberPower RTX 5060. It should be 839. Okay, so you probably got there's one that I saw. If it's an RTX 5060, I didn't see that specific variant. But if anyone wants a pre-built PC, I do have one on my list that I recommended, which is this one here, which is the CyberPower PC Gamer Extreme. And if you take a look at this one's not bad, especially if you really worry about like shipping and everything. It's only $1,679 for this build, but it does come with the 14900K processor. So, but I must forewarn you, if you do choose to get this one, please update the BIOS. Hopefully it's updated already for you. And the reason being is because 13th and 14th generation processors, when it comes to Intel, you have to make sure to update the BIOS because there was voltage issues. If you don't update the BIOS, you don't want to run into that. You don't want to run into some sort of issues, especially when it's a pre-built, because the warranty won't be as good as if you were to build it separately, if that makes sense. So, PC is RTX 5060. What's your take on thermal paste? So when it comes to thermal paste, that's a great choice. Personally for me, I have a couple that I like. So the first one it's like the go-to brand. And it's like my absolute favorite when it comes to thermal paste is Arctic Silver. Arctic Silver is certainly some of the best stuff. It's high density. It's pure silver. And I never went wrong. This is what I use in all of my PC builds. Now, if you don't want to use something like the Arctic Silver, the other one I do recommend is Thermal Grizzly. Cryonaut. This one's a really good one. And this is actually on sale. It's a bit more expensive if you get the 3-pack. If you get the 1-pack, it's not. It's going to be like a tiny tube when it comes in. So this is also a great one to certainly get. That's actually a great deal, $6. So I asked this before, but I was drunk, so okay. So my question is, if I buy a Corsair case, but want to use Lee & Lee ARGB fans, can I use the Corsair hub? So no, you cannot use Corsair's hub because it's very it's specific to Corsair connections, unfortunately. But I can tell you this. What you can do is you can connect the Lee & Lee, more than likely, okay, you have two options. You could either hook up the Lee & Lee fans, because they're going to be in a series anyway, and most of them are magnetic now, so it makes it a lot easier, where you could hook it up directly to the motherboard, the ARGB side, and you're pretty much good to go. You just have to hook up your fan header, and you have to hook up your ARGB header, depending on the board you choose, whether it's Gigabyte, whether it's ASUS, whether if it's MSI, any of the brands, just make sure to plug into the header. Or the second option is you get the Lee & Lee control module, and you can use that to control all your ARGB for your fans. But more than likely, I would, if you're getting, depending on the fans you're getting, if you're getting the one with the graphics and everything, then more than likely you're going to have to get the control module, because those require Lian Li software in order for you to show, like, their if you want to show a GIF or something. If you're getting the one with the graphics in the middle, like a video that you want to play in the middle of the fans, which are dope as fans, I gotta say, for the most part. Would love to have them. So I'm going to test MX6 on the 9950 X3D. That's another good one. Arctic MX6 is good. I picked up, so I use a Arctic Silver 5 on it. It's absolutely wonderful, right? I picked up Lian Li's GS. Would you mind just send it to me, Skizzy? Feel free to send it to me, and I'll definitely look at it. I picked up Lian Li's GS1300 for the USB hub build. Okay, that's a good one. Can I send? You have restrictions on your? What kind of restrictions do you have on your phone? Okay, so if you're having problems, YouTube doesn't allow you to send URLs. Hence why we use Discord. So if you're able to go on Discord, just download Discord on your phone, join the fan bam, and then you can send the link that way. Or just mention the model. I can always try to look at it. Is it on Amazon? I'm assuming it's a CyberPower PC, is it, you said? And we could look it up. That won't be a big deal if that's the case. Now, going back. Now, here's a couple of other items here that I certainly want to show everybody. If you're really desperate and you really want to get a 5060 for some reason, this would be the one I would recommend. And again, I don't really recommend 5060 Ti. I keep saying this, even though I know someone's going to want to get a 5060 Ti anyway. But this is one I would recommend, is the ASUS SFF Ready Prime GeForce RTX. You can get that one. That one's not a bad choice. But like I said, just spend extra $100 more and go with AMD's RX 9060 XT. Definitely, 9070 XT, not the 9060. 9070 is definitely the better choice. Is he in North Korea? I know. If poor Skizzy doesn't say anything anymore, then we know what happened. Yeah, sure. Send us the model number, or just send us emojis if you need help. So I was going to buy a new case, but I think my Lian Li 011 XG ROG is a great choice. I think that's let's take a look at that. Well, I love to see your case. Lian Li 011 XL ROG. All right, this is it right here. Is this it? Probably not. We'll probably have to go into Google. Is it this one? Dynamic. Is it this one? This one's the dynamic, though. Probably not it. Don't you hate when you use Google and it takes you to the wrong case? Hopefully that's it. 5-year-old. Oh, that's why. But I gotta say, Lian Li has done great when it comes to... Okay. This must be a newer version then. It's a wonderful case from what it seems like. Got USB-A, USB-C. See, I always like cases where they feature two of the ports, the headphone and the microphone, instead of the singular port. The 3.5 millimeter jack port. I always prefer two instead of one. CyberPower PC Extreme Gamer. Okay. So we're going to look at this one. Okay. We just need this number down here. We're going to copy the text and we're going to look on Amazon for it. USB 3.0. That's excellent. Because there's a lot of cases out there. That's a lot of ports too. It's like, you got like 5 ports. 5 USB-A ports from the looks of it. I like that. I like this hot swappable drives. It's really nice. That is a nice case. It's a very interesting collaboration, Lian Li and ASUS. I never thought they would like collab like this. Just the Thermaltake 380 for $90. It's a great case if you're looking for a cheap case. Oh, really? Let's go back onto Amazon here. let's look for this. This must be it here, but Intel 13400F. Again, not a bad processor. If you are going to choose this PC, it's a decent PC to get. Now, I recommend anyone who's getting 13 for 14 gen Intel, please update the BIOS. Make sure it's up to date. It comes with a 56. To be honest, to be straight up, 8 gigabytes is not it. I do apologize. Don't go for this one. 8 gigabytes is too limited, especially now. Wait till we go into the next year in 2026. Games already, they develop at a rate to where they already use systems to where most people don't have. They're going to be using like 9950X3D with the 5090 developing these games and expecting all of us PC gamers to have a 5090 with a 9950X3D, but we all know that's not the case. There is some sort of they do work on their games a bit. They do work on what's the word I'm looking for? They do try to scale it down for every type of PC. So again, 16 gigabytes I feel is definitely going to be the minimum, especially going into the next year. If you buy this, you're just going to be pissed because it'll probably last you maybe a year if you're lucky before you're going to have to switch out that GPU. Oh, you bought it? Oh man, I apologize, Kissy. I do apologize. Just speaking the truth, if you bought it already, just let's out of curiosity, I would just go for the CyberPower PC I showed you a bit earlier. If you go with that one, that would be the better one. You might want to spend a bit more money because 8 gigabytes is not going to cut it. Anybody that games on PC will certainly tell you that. What is the type of display that you are gaming on, by the way? So here goes the case. This is the one I have. It's not like a great sale, but it's this one here. Is it fine to upgrade some of the parts? Yeah, of course it is, but you just get enough to... Yes, that's pretty much it, Fortnite. You're good to play you can full out enjoy Minecraft. You can enjoy Minecraft, enjoy Counter-Strike 2. Those games are everlasting. Okay, sorry, I can't help but laugh. But Corsair 4000D, the 4000D is an excellent case. So if they redesigned the 4000D, it's really awesome, like how they redesigned it. I really like the pattern of it. Again, I'm not a fan of one single jack. We just talked about the 3.5mm jack that they have on these cases, but I do like the fact how they give you 3 of Corsair fans practically for free, and I do like the adjustable rail that they have on. Okay, so the AOC 100, so Skizzy, definitely Minecraft, 180 hertz, no problem for the most part. Like I said, being brutally honest here, don't expect 180 hertz if you're going to be playing Battlefield 6, or if you're going to be playing games such as Black Ops 7. They're going to be a lot more demanding, for certain. So Omar says, I just bought a new 9060 XT for the 350 for my 1440p 144 hertz monitor. How are you liking it, Omar? I gotta say, how do you like the 9060 XT at 16 gigabytes? It's an excellent card, I bet. I'm kind of sad after 20 years of building a system with 0 hard drives, everything will be M.2. I know, it's such a different feel, right? Yeah, I just remember those memories of just like and how it was like, yeah, how you would have to strategize to install a hard drive. Even like the 2.5-inch drives were the same way. The 2.5-inch SSDs were the same way. You had to strategize on how you would install them on your PC. But we would figure out a way. People would do all kinds of different things. People would duct tape it to their case. But it's funny how things have gone. Everything is certainly going to M.2 now, so that's with everything. And let alone that there is an introduction. I don't know if you guys saw with Cam 2, and that's becoming more of the new thing when it comes to laptops and handhelds. It's actually a very positive thing because you don't have to worry about LPDDR5, which everything is soldered in. When you can't remove it, you can't upgrade. You would have to solder in more RAM if you could, or you get a larger RAM module and hope the PC recognizes it. But now with Cam 2, it's actually detachable. It's going to be like similar to M.2, except it'll be like a screw practically holding it down. Eventually, they're going to come out with latches with it anyway. So does the raw power of the 9070 XT comes close to the 5080? Now, with the 9070 XT, it's very close to the 5080, and it's also close to the 5070 Ti. It's like more 5070 Ti and hits very close to 5080 levels. That's why 9070 XT is certainly one of those underrated cards. And I try to tell everyone, even with the 5090, that I tried all the different 50 series throughout this year, and I gotta say, the 9070 XT is certainly the card for everyone to get, especially if you're thinking of doing some sort of PC upgrade or doing a graphics card upgrade. Now, yes, Skizzy, it'll be great for Fortnite. You don't have to worry about that. What are the type of games you play anyway? By the way, if it's for Fortnite, I'm sure you'll end up just fine. Let me know how you like it, Omar. Would love to hear it. And if anyone wants to join the Discord, it's right down in the description box down below. If anyone's interested in buying PC cases, this is one I would recommend, is the Corsair 4000 RS ARGB. It's a wonderful case. Has adjustable rails, which is a very nice feature, especially for those who are thinking of getting a 140 millimeter fan versus 120. You can adjust it compared to trying to use a different notch practically in a case. Like a lot of cases will be pre-cut for like if you plan to get a bigger fan. This specific case, you can actually adjust it, and it's only for $104. Now, when it comes to with NVIDIA, is the difference between the 5070 Ti and the... Okay, so Mike brings up a great question here. Mike brings up a great question about the 5070 Ti, if they're going to be pretty much on the similar level. Now, I can say from what I've been hearing, and I'm sure, I don't know if you guys also heard, I'm sure it's leaked out somewhat, but with the 5070 Ti and the 5070 Ti Super variant. Now, with those two, they're going to be pretty much the same when it comes to clock speed. Also the same when it comes to boost. When it comes to their boost speed, it's going to be practically the same, regardless if it's non-super or the super level. Now, what's really going to be different between the models is there's going to be an 18 gigabyte variant, and there's also a 20 gigabyte variant. So they're thinking between those two, which is going to be the larger difference compared to the standard 5070 Ti, where it's up to 16 gigabytes. So you get a little bit of extra G7 with the new video card compared to the standard 5070 Ti. So if that is something that makes it or break it for you, then that's one of the reasons why you can certainly get a Ti Super. But other than that, the clock and the boost speeds are pretty much the same for the most part, from what is rumored at least. But everything else is going to be decided on VRAM, really. So now, you think I should have gone with the price range or saved something that's $400 to $450. I think 9060 XT is going to be decent. And again, the type of monitor that you have, you shouldn't have an issue. You said you're running at how many hertz, just to make sure, because I remember you said that you were around 180 hertz too, was it? So 5 to 7 FPS difference between the XT and versus the RTX. So Yomizo, I was looking for a good budget microphone for my PC. What's the best price to performance? So that's a great question, Zay. We were actually just speaking of this. Are you looking for just a standalone mic or a headset? Now, standalone mics, There's a lot of great ones out there. Like honestly, like a really cheap one that you can certainly get is like you could go with Blue mics. They're actually not too expensive, and they just plug in directly via USB. And they're really nice and easy to handle. If you're looking for something that's like more headset, I recommend SteelSeries. SteelSeries has great headsets, and they also have decent drivers like for the audio drivers, and on top of it, their mic is great when it comes to noise canceling. Now, Isaiah says, what is the best option for the 9800 X3D, 5070 Ti, or 5080 and 9600X? Thanks. So, to answer Isaiah's question, the best option when it comes to the 9800 X3D, 5070 Ti, or 5080. So if you're to pick between, so you're picking between a processor and the GPU, obviously the best choice is definitely a 9800 X3D, and a 5080 would be optimal. That would be like just enough and the perfect amount for any type of gamer out there. Of course, if you need to cut back, depending on the type of monitor you use, feel free to let me know what is the type of resolution you're looking for, what type of frame rates are you looking for, and what type of games do you like. That's also important to know too. Do you play a lot of more modern games, or are you more of a competitive gamer? Do you play games like Counter-Strike 2, or are you more of a guy that likes to play like all the newest games that really come out? So, and I can answer the question more in detail if you're looking to save a little bit of money, or if you're looking to actually get the best performance that you can. And to go, only time I will get a 5090 is when GTA 6 spec. You know what's funny? I feel like when it comes to that, the 5090 is an excellent card, especially if you're trying to get GTA 6. I'm just curious, but I'm honestly curious how well GTA 6 is optimized. Watch it be optimized enough. Get this, wait for GTA 6 to come out, and this will smack any other devs in the face. If GTA 6 comes out and it says you can run on like very high resolution on max settings, all you need is just imagine if they said all you need is a RTX 5070 Ti. Like that's the maximum card you need for maximum resolution. So just imagine how much of a smack of a face, how much of a face smack that is to any of those devs out there, because then it just looks like they don't know how to develop. So, Rode Pod mic, that's also an excellent choice. Rode's excellent. In fact, during this stream, that's what I actually use. I use a Rode Pro mic for the stream specifically. So they're definitely good to use. I want something that's pretty light, ideal like Logitech's. SteelSeries isn't terrible. Okay, so you want like a light headset? For light headsets, I would say, what is it? I'm thinking of one right now. Black Shark 2 is decent if you're looking for headsets. Razer's Black Shark 2s are pretty light. And they are definitely ones that I'm sure you would certainly like because they're in the Razer line. The Black Shark 2s are pretty flexible, light, and not as expensive either. And they have price to performance value in those. I have the RTX 5080 Fe with what motherboard should you buy? So if you have the RTX 5080 Fe, that's a great card. Congratulations. It's a sought after card. Many people want to try to get the RTX 5080's Founder Edition, but if you're trying to get the right motherboard for it, I highly recommend going to it, and it also depends on your budget here. Now, there's a couple I can certainly recommend. Now, the ASUS eGaming X870E is certainly a great choice, especially if you're looking to maximize your performance and take advantage of the card. Also, if you're not looking for ASUS, MSI has a great one. MSI's Carbon specifically is a great motherboard that will blend well with that GPU. If you're looking for a bit more cost savings, even Gigabyte's Aorus Elite is excellent when it comes to using the 5080, the RTX 5080. You will love, those are 3 motherboards I can name right off the bat. If you're looking for Amazon Prime deals, check them out down in the description box. And if you're going to pick any of those deals, I would go with the the X870 by ASUS. and that will certainly reach your maximum potential for the 5080. Now, so I'm pairing my 9060 XT with the Ryzen 5 5700F. Is this fine? Yes, it is fine. It will work together. Just and I mentioned this earlier. When it comes to PCI Express 4, you're not going to get the maximum potential you can get out of a 9060 XT. But I can say that the performance loss between the PCI Express 5 bus to 4, you're only going to probably less than 5% for sure. But other than that, everything will work perfectly fine. It should work great. And we don't even really use the PCI Express as we should when it comes to graphics card. So you're still going to end up maximizing the potential you have for the RX 9060 XT. So best performance for 1080p, trying to choose between 2 GPUs and CPU combos. So if you're going 1080p and you're picking 2 GPUs and CPU combos, I would say if you're going, just go 9060 XT then if you're going 1080p. But if you're playing more modern titles, I go 9070 XT. And then if you're going to combine the CPU with it, then you can do something like you could go AMD 9700X would be good, or even the 7800X 3D, which is currently on sale on Amazon Prime. Again, if anyone's curious about the deals, they are all in the description box down below as well. Now, author says, bought a B650E gaming ROG Strix for the 9950X. I asked you, do you think it will be a good choice? Oh yeah, definitely. It's funny. I just mentioned this board, but I mentioned the X870 variant. Now, when it comes to the B650E, it is a good board. Now, just know that you do have PCI Express 5 when it comes to the graphics side. When it comes to the NVMe side, you're limited to just one NVMe. I remember that's PCI Express 5. Everything else will be PCI Express 4. But it is certainly a good motherboard to definitely game on, for sure. Or you can use it for other options as well. Now, yeah, no problem. I'm glad you're enjoying it, Isaiah. Anybody that is enjoying the stream, make sure to give it a thumbs up. I do have memberships, and no, I don't charge like Xbox Game Pass memberships. Anybody's welcome to join. It's much cheaper. I promise it's way cheaper than Xbox Game Pass. And feel free to check them out. It's on my YouTube page. And feel free to join the Discord, which is also free to check out if you run into any problems, you want to show off your pictures of your PC. And if you want to end up showing any of your benchmarks of your PC build, or if you need any help, you get stuck, you can feel free to join Discord for any type of problems, because all of our guys there that are part of the fan bam will certainly tell you that they're top notch. So, going back into Amazon deals here real quick. So we talked about different cases. Now, what can really match with a decent case such as this one? Now, if you're looking for power supplies, which is certainly an item that gets well underrated. When you buy a PC or build a PC, you need to have a decent power supply. That's how your PC keeps running. If you don't have a decent power supply, you do risk your PC not working properly. And you'll get weird issues. You'll get issues to where the Bluetooth's not working, like your Wi-Fi connection isn't working, or like a specific driver is not working correctly. Those are signs of a PSU that could be failing. Or like if you're in the middle of a game, your PC just shuts off. That's also a sign of a PSU failing. And we want to try to prevent that. So one of the best PSUs to get out there, especially if you're looking more or so towards the RX 9060 or the RX 9070 line, I do recommend MSI's PSU here, which is this one here. I'm just going to load it up and paste it for you guys to see. Now, you can choose any of these retailers. It doesn't have to be from Amazon, because I know everybody doesn't like Amazon. But if you choose Newegg, it should be the same price, but let's just go on Newegg just to see how much they're charging. They're actually charging about the same price as Amazon. So $110 for this power supply, as you can see. And the best part is it does have the yellow tips, with the power supply if you are installing it on something that is 12-volt high power port. Now, I know this is a big fear for everybody when it comes to installing graphics card, and MSI tries to take away some of that fear to let you know that it is fully seated. So the best part is when you're using their harness, when you are plugging it to the GPU, it should be fully seated just like this. This is when you know it's fully seated. You see any of the yellow pins sticking out, you know that it's not all the way in and that it needs to go in further, because you don't want to end up with a fried PCI Express connection. I'm not PCI Express, but a fried 12-volt high power port connection. So this is 80 plus gold certified. What that practically just means is it has about 95% power efficiency. Not 95, 90% power efficiency compared to something like their other power supplies, which are bronze, silver. They have different levels of it, and gold's at the 90% mark. So if you're gaming, it's 90% power efficient when your power supply is really pushing. So just know that this power supply is definitely a really good for that, as it's pretty silent actually. It's a great silent power supply for that. And it will be 90% efficient compared to most power supplies that are out there in the market. Now, the only thing that can beat gold are two other settings, which is going to be something called, they have platinum. Is it platinum? Yeah, platinum and titanium. Titanium's the highest, where it's at 98% efficiency. And then you have platinum, where it's at 95% efficiency. So if you're looking for more power savings, you would look for more that side. But just to let you know, or if anyone is curious, the rating doesn't mean the build quality. It just lets you know how well and power efficient this power supply is. And it's also an indication that it is a decent quality power supply, because usually if you don't see this on a power supply, then you have an indication that it's not going to be good, like from a good manufacturer. So what you mean says, that's my problem with my first build, the MSI 850GL 12 volt 2x6 cable when it go in on my Sapphire Nitro Plus 9070 XT. That's funny. So I remember, because that was like when you were really trying to push it in there, I remember, and we were working all around trying to figure it out. It was pretty funny. It was on Discord, and we were actually trying to figure out the issue. Because originally we thought it was the RAM, because his PC wasn't sitting correctly, and then eventually, Humane found it, and it was actually ended up being his video card. So the good thing is that he was able to rectify the issue, and his PC was able to start up right away. So also be wary of that. So any of these power supplies that also have a fan just like this, they should be fluid dynamic bearing. Fluid dynamic bearing just means it's going to be quiet, nice and smooth. Most fans nowadays should be pretty much on a bearing. If they're not, it's going to be noisy. So if the fan ever does kick on, you won't really notice it. You'll just hear kind of like a very soft fan sound almost. But it should, other than that, it would be a great power supply. Also, it's very easy to work because it's a modular power supply, very easy to connect in and out. And I believe MSI does use great capacitors, they use Japanese grade capacitors, which are excellent and have less issues when it comes to burning out or blowing out. So author says for the NVMe 5, which one would you recommend looking for 1 terabyte? Great question. Now, when it comes for NVMe 5, the fastest one you can certainly go for is, actually I'll show you, because they actually got one on Amazon for sale now, and that's going to be the Samsung 9100. It's got to go to them. I know that for certain, because they have the fastest delivery. Now, currently they have it for only $169 for 2 terabytes. So you can get it for $170 for this, or you can go ahead and get the 1 terabyte, which is, it's not going to be too much more. It's at $126. So you can get up to about 14,000 megabytes of speed So you can really go flying fast with this. But of course, if you spend the extra $50, or not even extra $40, you can get 2 terabytes. So this is the one I would certainly recommend, especially because it's on a Prime Day deal. Now, they do have the 990s for sale for anyone who is looking for PCI Express 4. And the thing with PCI Express 4, it should be pretty much cheaper, but again, it's like getting to the point where it's like older hardware, so it's almost like equal in pricing, if that makes sense. So I'm staying away from Gen 5 M.2 until I can get a solid 8 terabyte deal. I agree, 8 terabytes is really expensive. Oh, actually, they got it for sale. This wasn't on sale yesterday. 8 terabytes. It doesn't feel like a sale. $750, guys. Anybody that wants an NVMe on sale, it's currently at $750. So if you're curious about, I got to share this onto the Discord for anyone that wants to look into it. This is funny. I'm going to share this on Discord for you guys, if anyone does want to get it. Because originally it was $1,000 to get 8 terabytes, but it's still to me, it's still quite a bit pricey. And I'll put it in the PC hardware, guys. So for anyone that is joining in, let's see, where's it at? PC hardware. There you go. Perfect. Yeah, but it's kind of like, it's still kind of pricey, I know, for a lot of people out there that does want to get something that large. To be honest, you can get Samsung 990, I think, for, let's look at Samsung 990. And we'll go into the browser. And let's see the 990 8 terabytes. Oh, apologize for that, guys. 990. 990 8 terabytes. It's insane, right? Okay, so this is 4 terabytes. So 8 terabytes is about $740. Dang, it's almost like the same price, right? Oh wait, that's 9100. That doesn't make sense. That threw me off for a second. The 990. Let's look at Evo Plus. What's up, Alex? So they have the 4 terabyte version, but they don't have the 8 terabyte version. Oh man, but they do have this one. This one's actually a great one. So if anybody is looking for a storage device or storage solution that's 8 terabytes, they do have this one, which is $540. That's actually not a bad one here. Western Digital's SN850X. That's actually a decent choice. So that's not too bad. So if anyone wants a 8 terabyte drive, you can certainly go that way. And when it comes to the RAM, let's see if they ended up throwing some stuff up on sale. Because the last one that was pretty decent was 6,000 megahertz. It's CL. Let's see CL30. And you see how it's funny, because the reason why you won't see really any RAM on sale that much is because they really pushed up the price on it. Now, the one I recommended was this one. If you guys checked out the Amazon video, which is, I'll switch it over here for you guys, is the Crucial for about $83.40. And this is great for anyone who wants to get a build started and not really spend a lot. So if you take the gigabyte board I spoke about earlier, and you take the RAM, and you also take the processor and put it together, technically you'll be spending about like $400 just for those items. And then you get a decent power supply, and say you get like a MSIs, then it's like about 500 right there. So you're almost like pretty much halfway done building a PC. Then you just need to get some, you need the SSD, depending on the size you get. And you will also have to have a graphics card and a cooler. And the coolers, they have some great ones actually for sale. Now, what's up, Alex? So you ended up getting, you can't wait. Oh, nice. Yeah, have fun with it. You're going to have fun putting that bike together. I spent like 3 days trying to find a good CL30 RAM deal. Didn't really save much. Like, yeah, it's like there's not really a lot of great RAM deals, unfortunately. The best ones are like the ones that most people don't want, which is CL36. And unfortunately, all the ones that are on sale is all like CL36. Because I feel like they're just trying to get rid of those ones. But when it comes to Samsung 90, yeah, I figured that'd be a good choice. I'm glad you ended up picking that up. That's an awesome deal, to be honest. That's actually less than what I paid for mine. I actually got mine sitting out because it's waiting to go into that Project Ninja build. And when it comes to coolers, Corsair's actually has ones on sale. Yes. Yeah, it seems that it's funny you brought that up, Kurt. I just mentioned that too. Corsair cooler, CPU cooler, which is their Capelix. Capelix is on, that's a really good deal. Their Nautilus 360 RSA RGBs on sale, and it is for $104.49 for anybody that is looking for a CPU cooler. Now, if you have a 7600X or a 9600X, you don't necessarily need something like this. You can certainly get away with a 240 millimeter version, and with that you can certainly probably save some. Let me see, let's look at the 240 version just to see how much it is. So you got the Corsair 360 RS Black. Oh, awesome. So you don't really save that much if you go 240. You might as well just go full 360 if that's the case. So sometimes PSU will start smelling like melted wires before it fully fails. Unplug your PC. That's true. You can never forget the smell of melted wires. It'll smell like practically like, if you don't know what that sounds like, it smells like melted plastic. You ever like put something on the stove too long, or like you accidentally put something on the stove too long, or microwave where it melts and it has like that burning plastic smell? It's just like that. So if you smell that, just have a good indication that PSU is going, because you don't want that to happen. So 99, yeah, that's very good. That is a very good deal. Sometimes so helmet. Awesome, Alex. Enjoy it, because I know you've been working hard on that. So Corsair's CPU cooler is definitely on sale. I wonder if their LCD version is, which is this one, which is not too much of a difference, but this one's not too bad for anyone that wants something that has more of a display. And their coolers aren't too bad, but of course everyone feels a bit iffy when it comes to Corsair's IQ services. They can be a bit tough at times, but it seems like the services are getting better, and I definitely look forward to IQ version 6 when it comes out, because I sent a whole list of complaints over to them about this. Huh? Oh. So, when the pre-installed smoke leaks out of the PSU, it's done. The smoke is installed to let you know it's... yes. That's right. Sorry, Cliff. Sorry, old Cliffer. Just know that it's serious. Shay. Ooh, a nice sip of water for that. So, Jonah's doing well. If anyone's curious, he's actually here with us. Let me change over. If you guys don't know Jonah, he's the mascot. You might see him, you might not. It's kind of dark where he is. Come here, Jonah. He's coming over now. So I want an AIO without needing software. Laugh out loud. Why no RGB black with? Yeah, I know that's the thing. It's like the only ones you can really get without any software are if you get it straight from, like, say you get the ASUS version, but you still need to use their software, or MSI, and you still have to use theirs, unfortunately, because you have to use the headers on their motherboards. Cooler Master, yeah, Cooler Master even has their own. It's pretty crazy when you think about it, because practically anybody you think of when it comes to coolers, you have to use theirs. I know Deepcool has, you don't really have to use theirs. Anything that requires just plugging directly into the ARGB, you don't have to worry, but you still have to technically use something like Armory Crates, or use Gigabyte Control Center, or MSI Mystic Light in order to control the ARGBs. But yeah, I get the reason why. You know what else is actually on sale that's pretty decent is the NZXT cooler. It should be, at least, because they have different tiers of it. They have the NZXT Kraken, they have the Elite, they have the Core, and this one has an 18% savings, which is their 2024 model. And so we'll still honestly work on any other motherboard if you were to choose it, but again, you do pay quite the premium if you do end up choosing it that way. If you do end up choosing the Elite 360 version. So I definitely can feel for anybody out there that certainly feels that they want the best choice. That I would say the NZXT is a bit expensive. Corsair is definitely the better one that's on sale out of all of them. And the other one I can say that's on sale is Thermalright's actually CPU cooler. Thermalright. And Thermalright has their Peerless Assassin for sale for only $34.34. So for anyone that is like just doesn't want to deal with like any AIO or anything like that, Thermalright is definitely a good choice for anybody that does want to go that route. Because you don't really, it doesn't have ARGBs or nothing like that, and it doesn't have any type of anything really crazy fancy on there. So, what's up, Destiny? Welcome in. Depends on what type of overclocking headroom you're looking for. True. Now this is good for more of those, like definitely on the like 7600X side. What's up, buddy? So this is good for anyone on the 7600X side, or good for anybody that is using something that's not going to be too heavy in task. This is actually great for anybody that's like using it more for like on a lighter CPU load, nothing too crazy. You don't have to necessarily, I wouldn't put it on like a 9950X or like anything like that, but this would be definitely better on those processors where it doesn't really require as many multi-cores. What's up, Govy? No, everything's been all good. So low-end AIOs are very good. Anything that can pump 3000 RPM is good enough. Certainly anything that's Muthal King PC is best. Oh, whatever that is. So when it comes to so far it's been pretty good, I gotta say, for the most part. But I'd say like out the most of the deals, like when it comes to the cooler side, I definitely feel like Corsair is definitely on the better side. Seems like everything else is a bit more expensive. Like even Cooler Master, they advertise theirs. They got theirs with the new pixels and everything, but you can get it for $194. And Corsair still definitely beats out their deals. But their version, at least you get the, you can put like GIFs on it if you want, if that is what you're looking for, or if you're looking for something that is more of a cooler. Muthal, and that's on, and is that on, let's see. All right, we can look it up. Let me check it first here. I'll vet it out. Let's see. So Marvel Computing Gaming Desktop. It looks more like a desk. That's from what I see. Can you do a review on the Thermalright TL? Certainly. I'll actually, you know what? I'll put that on my list for you, Kerr, and I'll put that in. So that way we can definitely take a look at it next time we do. It might be good, like when we're doing this whole Project Ninja, which we're going to be excited about. It's going to be practically like an all blacked out build, because I know a lot of people are tired of trying to use ARGB software in order for you to be able to play, and it's and of course you're trying to put less load on your system, and some people just don't want the extra lights anymore. So we figured Project Ninja be best and try to get it the most silent gaming PC out there. It would be pretty dope. It would be just like you wouldn't even know it's on. So we're gonna strictly look for the most silent parts, and this might be a good candidate to throw in there for sure. So I'll definitely put that on the list. Put that on my notes here. But yeah, I'm glad you asked that one. That's a good one, in fact. So if anyone ever has any requests when it comes to any PC components that you would love to check out, you can feel free to ask, and we can certainly review it. Now, if anybody's just coming into the channel, I'm Chris Mizo. I talk about PC, hardware, and tech. Feel free to ask any questions if you're looking for any great Amazon deals. I certainly have them all down in the description box down below. Feel free to look at it. You don't have to stick around on the live if you don't really want to and you're just trying to find the best deal. Or if you have any specific questions when it comes to any specific hardware, when it comes to, like, say, the GPU, or if you have a question about CPU, you can feel free to ask. So, also, when it comes to builds, we mentioned like pretty much a lot. We covered the motherboards and we covered processors. We also covered some NVMe's even. When it comes to RAM, it's pretty good. And see, this case was pretty decent, but it's a shame it's not on sale anymore. I would love for them, so I'm not even gonna bother showing that one. But anyone who's looking for a cheaper case, if anyone is, I would say NZXT's HX6 is actually a good one here. And dual, triple, and quad RX 6950 XT OCs are faster than the 5090 dual is also cheaper. So if the 6950 XT's overclocks are faster, I could see that. I don't know about the 5090 dual. I've never seen that. But I can say that this is actually a good deal, which I got to share with you guys. And that is going to be NZXT's case. My dream case would be something that has a coffee mug warmer. It would be nice, right? Like, can you imagine just sitting it down and you have something to warm up your coffee? The NZXT H6 Flow is definitely a good case. It's this one's especially good for anyone who is looking to do an ice build. Actually, it comes with 3 120mm fans on top of it, and it's only $70. So you can get this case really for a great deal, and it does have decent airflow. Easy to take apart. The chassis is actually really easy to take apart. In fact, let's see if we can see it completely apart here. And because they're practically like notches, so you can just unhook the notch and you'll be able to let's see, it looks just like this. Let's see if we can get a decent if they show it full taken apart here. There you go. Let's go back here. They just showed the side panel off, but this is a decent one here if anyone's looking for a PC case. My phone hasn't updated in 3 years. Oh, really? That's insane. What kind of phone do you have, by the way? I gotta say. Now, the good thing about NZXT, because it is a dual chamber case, it does get plenty of airflow. But you know what's really interesting? I don't know if you guys saw it or not just yet, but I really am interested in these new triple chambered airflow cases. The triple chambered airflow cases are quite interesting and innovative. And I can't wait to see how they're going to be when it comes to airflow. Because a lot of the newer cases now, that they're starting to do is they're going to start putting reverse fans. They're starting to get more popular, which is a very good thing, because they realize that it doesn't make sense to have cases that have the standard fans and putting them in backwards. So why not just come with reverse fans? Stopped updating not even a year after it really. Oh wow, I can't imagine what kind of vote you got. So I'm thinking about picking one for my streaming PC. That's a good choice. Samsung A04 2022. Oh really? I've heard of that line before, but it's crazy that they just decided to stop updating. Because then Samsung promised like 7 years of updates, or is that just strictly the Galaxy line? So 90 degrees GPUs at the rear end. That would be nice. You know what though? I certainly thought about changing out my case. I love my case as it is. For the one that I'm currently on for this whole streaming build. Oh, let me highlight me real quick. Specifically for this PC that I'm using, I actually use the ASUS TUF 501, which is a very nice case. But the things that I do miss, like, are simple things out of it, like it feels a bit out of date because it doesn't have USB-C. The case is now about, wow, time really goes by because it's like a 6-year-old case now. Because this is on a Threadripper build, which is just focused specifically on just like streaming and video content. And the thing is, I thought about just swapping out the case, maybe give it a more modern, up-to-date case to where I can get more USB-C ports. And I do want to change out the fans and everything, give it like an upgrade, because a lot of these fans, they're a bit sketchy. I feel like they're not working as they should. So I bought a Geometric Future M5 case today on Prime for a new AMD build. That's awesome. I'm excited for you. I can't wait to see how your build looks. Definitely show it off in Discord. I don't like how ASUS TUF boards look. I can understand. I'd say like ASUS TUF boards are definitely better for those who are on a tighter budget. It doesn't really have ARGB, so if you're not an ARGB fan, that's a good thing. But if you are, then you're probably not going to like it as much. If you go, especially for gamers that prefer more of like the competitive edge, I definitely recommend at least getting like the ROG. E-gaming is definitely like one of the better ones I would recommend, or even the F-gaming is really good too. So have you gotten anything? Yes, I actually was looking at UPS for the battery protection, like when it comes to your PCs. Also, there is a couple of other items that I want to throw in there. I want to get all the components ready to get this Ninja build done. But in order to do so, I will have to double check and see what is coming in first before I continue. But I definitely want to get, you know what? Let me actually look at something real quick because I'm curious. I do want to get some Noctua fans too, because it's funny, we were talking about this yesterday. We were joking about if Noctua just ended up rebranding itself. So my PC case is 8 years old. Dang. So it's just the TUF logo is so big. That's it is true. I feel like that's something that they've been like really been doing mostly. Like anytime you get the TUF cases, or I mean not TUF cases, anytime when it comes to the TUF motherboards, that's what they do. It's like they have that big TUF on the side. Now when it comes to Noctua, it seems like I don't only 8% off. Not really nothing crazy. Thinking of this for the Ninja build here. So I might get Fractal's North 2 Black TG. It should be released by the time. Definitely do it. Just take your time when you do a build. Not everybody has to hurry up and buy like every single component, because not everybody's going to have the money to get every single component. That's perfectly understandable. You can always end up just buying piece by piece. And that's how most PC gamers do it anyway. They end up buying piece by piece. They'll usually start with the item that they want the most first, which is usually the GPU, and they kind of work their way around it, because once you get the GPU out the way, then you have the most expensive item that is going to be part of the build out the way. So now you can kind of collectively get all your other PC hardware together, and then you can do your PC build that way. So I don't need a UPS. I already have 4 surge protectors. I mean, yeah, it's like a very optional thing, and I feel like not everyone needs it. This is more or so for definitely for anyone who needs it for if you got multiple PCs and everything. And we definitely have that. And also that's another thing we got to do is get a bench table out so that way we can do a lot more testing. But I feel honestly when it comes to the bench tables, it's convenient, it's nice and easy to be able to get like a good estimate on clocks, but it's hard to get thermals right because it's out in the open. I feel like to get the most accurate measurements when it comes to like bench testing is technically just having it inside of a case because that's real world use. Nobody's going to have it on an open table. Now, when it comes to Noctua, they have some great stuff. I was really looking forward to their AIO, but it hasn't quite released. But this one's really interesting. I'm sure you guys seen it. They have their Seasonic TX 1600. Look how expensive this thing is. So when I build, I always start GPU, RAM, motherboard, PSU, case, hard drive, and AIO. That sounds right. That sounds like the right way to go. That is definitely the right way to go. So honestly, feel like at 17, I find it playing video games too immature and high key waste of time, money, and energy, and it doesn't fit. Okay, so yeah, Noctua. Exactly. This is Noctua's way of showing here. Let's take a look here. So we're gonna go to the Stream browser here, and we're gonna take a look at this power supply and take a look at that nice price of $653. $653 for this nice Seasonic TX 1600 Noctua edition. Quite insane. This was something that we all were looking forward to, but it's insane how much more expensive it is, but it is 1600 watts. Now, it makes you curious like to see exactly what's in it. So we can take a look and see what is with this power supply. So in this power supply, it has, let's see, state-of-the-art electrical performance with steadfast power delivery. So as renowned Noctua's A12 X25 fan and custom designed for this power supply. So the funny thing is, I wonder if you just take apart a power supply and you put Noctua's fan in there. Which, I mean, you definitely could. Look, it's the 4 screws right there. A semi-passive operation, fan stays off with until 50% load up to 25% Celsius. So ATX 3.1 and PCIe 5.1 in compliance. So nothing spectacular. The biggest thing is the Noctua fan. It has the fully modular Noctua cables, which are like those brownish cables. Now it has the Cybernetics Lambda A++. ASUS stole the fan frame from a Noctua. So ASUS Venom fans have undrilled the holes for a Noctua. Oh, really? That's funny. Because I could see it be done. Like, you could easily do this on another power supply. I mean, just look. We're just going to look at Corsair, for example, right? There it is, right? This is Corsair's fan. So it's practically the same idea. So essentially, all you would have to do is kind of unscrew the power supply, right? And then access the fan. The thing I'm curious about, more than likely, it's going to be a pin that connects it. It makes me want to definitely experiment it and definitely kind of take it apart just to see what would happen. Just to see how it would go. But it would be pretty easy to modify if it's pretty much the same exact size. I'm assuming it's 120, maybe it's a custom size, but it looks like not 120, maybe 140 millimeter fan, if anything. But this is Noctua's design of their power supply, and they're supposed to have an AIO, which hasn't come out yet. I don't think it's out yet, at least. AIO, when is it coming out? CPU coolers. Let's look. AMD AM5. So I have 9 A1225s in my build. Yeah, they're not. I can't imagine exactly, but it's silent, right? It's really quiet. Your build, I bet. I bet it's like you don't hear anything. And see, the nice thing about like when you go with like a nice brand like Noctua, you don't ever have to worry about noise or vibrations or anything like that. Unfortunately, it didn't come out yet, but you got to check out their AIO. I'm just curious because they had it on display. Maybe they're still testing it, and we could definitely look it up and check it out. But they're not the Noctua display. Their AIO. Let's see, where's it at? Looks something like this. I'm surprised they didn't come out with it yet. Here it is. So it looks something like this. There it is. This would be their AIO. Not too bad. This is on PC World, if anyone's curious. I saw AIO it's a partner product. Oh, okay. Yeah, it has to be for the most part. Because it's going to be, because Noctua is mostly focused on the fan side and fan noise and performance more than the actual design of like AIOs or power supplies. Let's see. Where's it at? Right here. And I have 9A1225 in my build now. I can't remember what they were planning to partner up with EKB. Oh, so EKB would make sense. And if you're not familiar with EKB, they're quite a reputable. They are quite the reputable PC company out there. Like when it comes to PC cooling, they're usually known for when it comes to like actual like full-on cooling. Like instead of AIOs, they also have of course liquid cooling, and EKB is very well known for that. Of course, it seems like it hasn't been as popular recently as it used to be because of the convenience of it. It just takes a lot more time to do it, but you can certainly get some like really awesome temperatures if that's the case. Noctua Computex 2025. You know what's funny? I saw a lot of this stuff when I was in. They even had it at CES like earlier in the year, which is insane. But yeah, let's look at their display though. 20. If you open up a PSU, be careful with the capacitors. Be sure to, short them to discharge them. That's a good, that's a good advice there. So we're going to Noctua's Computex page right now, and we will we'll stream it to you guys here. So it looks just like this. And this was their display. Wouldn't that be awesome to see, right? To see all their cutting edge technology. You really got to appreciate like all the work that they do to it. And it's amazing. Like they're the longest ones to really resist to do any type of ARGBs. The A12, is this the exact one you have? The A12X25, right? And then right here, all in one liquid coolers. And here it is, the ASUS RTX 5080 Noctua edition. Now this was like this one was like recently announced too, which was funny. But they do want a decent grip for this. Like if anyone does want to purchase an RTX 5080 with Noctua fans, it's going to cost some money. Search up the Visa Lite 500 watts power supply. The Pulsar Feynman Noctua edition. And then here is, you know what's funny? I remember this build, their Noctua build, this Antec case. It's funny that they have wood accents to it too, because that really does fit like Noctua when it comes to it. And of course, their CPU coolers are excellent. So if anybody is thinking about getting their CPU coolers, that is, it certainly does work well. And they've even put it on like Threadrippers, and they've cooled them down. But let me see here. Okay, so what he's talking about here, Squeeze, is these Vita Lite 500 watt PSUs. So this is what it looks like here. If anyone's curious, this one's on eBay actually. Come to life. Vita Lite. Very interesting. Doesn't really have much specs. So it just says it's Vita Lite, ATX, 12 volt, okay. Pretty much bare minimum. Vita's commitment to quality and aesthetics is second to none. They're meticulously designed to both offer form and function. That's pretty funny. But to me personally, I wouldn't trust this in the build. That's the one that. Oh, jeez. Yeah, I would definitely stay away from them. It's very questionable. Power LED is not included. So its power supply is a new brand PSU that ensures for the value and for their money. Might be the. It probably is. It comes from. This is Cubs Computers Warehouse that's selling this, by the way, if anyone's curious. I wouldn't. Somebody actually has it in their cart right now. One in. Hopefully you don't actually purchase it. We don't need any more fires going on. Because the thing is like recently there's been like cases. I think it's funny because I mentioned this before. It's also grabbing a lot of attention is the guy with the ASRock board and his melted CPU practically. Because it's like this is the second time that's actually happened with his motherboard and CPU, which is pretty insane. I'd use that PSU to yeah. I want to power something. I would not hook it up to something like an RTX 5090. Definitely do something Raspberry Pi. Yeah, I could see that for sure. So that's something I would stay away from. Like on like if you want to do a PC build, don't use something like that. We mentioned Corsair's PCI Express. Corsair's PSU. We mentioned MSI's PSU. That's also on sale. I bet NZXT has theirs, which is going to be the on Amazon Prime as well here. Let me see. NZXT. Let's see how much theirs is. That would be at least trustworthy. Yeah, I figured it'd be on sale. Their C850 is. So their C850 is on sale. I don't blame the PSU. It's pulling 229 watts for CPU and 220 watts for. That's yeah. Not much left of the motherboard. Oh, I bet. Oh, I wish you would have recorded it. You should have had it on video. That would have been pretty funny. C850. Here goes the C850 Gold ATX 3.1. Now this one you can trust in a build. At least this is 850 watts, Japanese capacitors, and this one's a bit more silent. You don't have to spend $700 like on a Noctua PSU. And the best part is it is a ATX 3.1 PSU, so it is today's standard. If you're looking to use if you're going to use a RX 9070 XT type of build, so you can certainly do that. The best part is it does have one 12 volt high power port with it. You can use a direct connection. You don't have to worry, which is this right here, if anyone's curious. And that's more wattage than the. Yeah, absolutely it is. You were really pulling out of it. So unmatched reliability, silence is golden. And this is more flexible for any type of case. Now this is more of, again, more of a standard ATX power supply, so you can certainly take advantage of it. And GPU was a GTX, using more power than a 4070. You're, like I said, you're really pushing it. All right, fam bam, guys. So that's like everything that we have on Amazon Prime deals. Hopefully you definitely pick up some of these great deals that were down in the description box. If anyone is interested in taking advantage and doing a PC build, if you're thinking of weaning off of a console, you can certainly do it. I would highly recommend stepping away from Xbox if you could, and just go full out PC. You definitely won't regret it. You won't have to spend as much money. For me, it was Lian Li's at 1300 watts. Yes, it's an option. It's a great option. Lian Li is great when it comes to their power supplies, and definitely quite a choice for anyone that is trying to get it. Ironic that PNY is the game. I know, that is pretty hilarious that it did. Like, personally, to me, like, one of my favorite power supply brands is definitely Seasonic, definitely on the top of the list. They're like one of the most quiet and best when it comes to power supplies. But everybody, thank you for everyone for coming into the stream that hopefully thoroughly enjoyed it. Hopefully I answered all your questions. Anybody out there who was struggling with a PC build, hopefully you joined Discord. For anyone else that needs help with any type of PC builds or hardware questions, or you want to show off your benchmarks or your PC, and hopefully I see you guys on there. And also I will also be streaming on Saturdays, so my typical streaming schedules on Wednesdays and Saturdays, and I've actually streamed quite a bit this week, in fact, and hopefully I see you guys on there. But I also am on Twitch, I'm also on X, so feel free to join on there, and feel free to also check out the membership page as well. So I thank everybody for coming into the stream. I really appreciate everybody for coming in. And thanks to the fan bam for making this all possible, as hopefully everyone got a great deal on Amazon Prime days, and enjoy the rest of the week, and hopefully I see you guys on Saturday. No problem, guys. And I'm just happy that hopefully everyone got some decent hardware.